Hey guys, it's Yvette, and I just wanted to get started with you guys on putting together the blocks for our Boo to You mystery quilt that we're doing with Fort Worth Fabric Studio. So I've gotten all my pieces cut and labeled, and I want to let you know that if you're cutting up your pieces and you're thinking, gosh, this is taking a long time, you're doing it right. It took me forever to cut all these pieces out. And then I made sure that I had them all labeled properly. And this is what I would use my alphabetties for. Personally, I needed 3 packages of alphabetties, mainly because we had an A and then we had a double A. So which means I needed to have 3 A's. Now, you don't have to have alphabetties. You can make your own. You can use either cardboard, or you could use a manila folder. You can just cut them up, write your own letters on it. You really don't have to go out and purchase anything special. I just like alphabetties. So anyway, I've got all this ready, and I'm going to set up right now to start sewing the first block, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the week 1, page 1 4-patch blocks that we are supposed to make. And we are going to make, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 4-patch blocks. Now I've already got all of my fabric put together in the ways that they instruct us to in step 4. And I'm just going to take these and put them together into 4-patch units. So I'm going to go ahead and start sewing some of those. And I just want to let you know that it does say on here that it says that the seam allowances are 1/4 inch. It does not say which way we should press it. So personally, I'm going to press it either one way or the other so that I can get the seams to nest. You can press them open if you'd like, I suppose, because it doesn't say not to. I personally wouldn't press them open, but maybe it doesn't matter so much because this is just a wall hanging size, and it's not like it's going to be used as a quilt unless you're making yours as a quilt, which you can, and then I certainly would not press the seams open. Okay, so let's get started. Now I have just put my 2 pieces of fabric together, one black and one orange, and I put them good sides together, and I'm going to sew on the back side, okay? My presser foot is 800 miles away from me. That's funny. Okay. And then I'm going to backspace one to set that stitch. I personally decided to use black thread. And I'll just do them together in a chain stitch. You just make sure that you put a couple of stitches between, and then you'll have some space. And you can just butt the fabric right up to the needle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and speed it up a little bit. Okay, so now I have sewn half of all of the 4 patches together. In other words, they're all sewn, but right now that's just either the top or the bottom. I need to go over and get them pressed, and then I will be back. So let's head over to the ironing board. Okay, so I'm at the ironing board, and I'm just going to give you, a few ideas of how I press. And so let's just take the first one, and I've kept them all in order. So this is going to either be the top or the bottom on this one, and on down the line. So the first thing I do is I press the seam just to get that seam all closed up, because when we are when we're sewing, we're actually punching little holes in the fabric, and so when you press it, before you press it, what you're doing is you're just closing up that hole. So usually what I will do is I will press to the dark side each time, and if I do that, then I would have like this and like this, and when I would go to put them together like this, you'll have your seams nesting, which is what we want to do. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to press each one of these squares to the dark side. To press to the dark side, you just want to make sure that the dark side is up, and then you'll fold it over. Just sort of finger press it, make sure, don't pull it, but just make sure it's laying evenly, and then press. And I usually just hold it down there for a little bit, just to make sure, and I'll just sort of press it on the other side, as I said, just to sort of make sure. Thanks, Jelly Bean. That was nice. Alright, so I'm just going to finish those up, and we'll speed it up a little bit. Okay, so now I have my stack of blocks pressed, and you may have noticed somewhere in the middle there that I sewed this one incorrectly. I put a good side to a bad side, which is not good. So I'm going to go and fix that by ripping the seams, re-sewing it, and I'll come back right here to press it and put it back where it was, which I just lost the place. So we'll take care of that in just a minute. Okay, so now I'm back, and I've got all of these half square or half 4 patches, I'll call them, and they're all ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start sewing them together so that they are actual 4 patches. So I'll keep them over here. And if I take the first one and the second one, and this is how we're going to put them together. So what I want to do is flip them over so that you have the right sides together. And then if you can see, I now have a perfect nesting spot, and I just want to make sure that they butt right up against each other, and that tells me that my seam is going to be exactly like the 4 patch is going to be exactly 4 patch. You'll see what I mean. And of course, if you've been quilting, sewing, you know exactly what I'm talking about already. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, so now I'm just going to speed it up and we'll get these sewn together very quickly. Okay, so now I have all of my 4 patches sewn together, and I am going to take them over to the ironing board and I will press them one way or the other, and it really doesn't matter at this point because I'm just going to be attaching things to the outside edges, so I'm just going to press them very quickly and come right back. Okay, so I have pressed all of my 4 patches together, and as I look at the instructions, we are now going to add the Pea Pieces onto the sides of the left and right side of your 4 patch. And according to this, we want to make sure that all of our black patches are in the top left and the bottom right. So I'm going to fix all those right now so I have them ready. Okay, and then I'm going to take these and I'm going to sew them, as I said, to the left and right of each patch. Okay. Oops. Okay, so I have them all chain pieced. Well, they're not chain pieced anymore. They were, but I have them all pieced together with the peas on either side, on the left and the right side of my 4 squares, and or 4 patch. I keep saying 4 squares, 4 patch squares. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to press them, and I'm going to press them to the dark side so that I don't see any of this through the white. So I will be right back. Okay, so now I'm back after having pressed the first white pieces to the right and left, and now we've got the top and bottom to add, which is your letter Q, and basically it's the same way. You just we're just now putting them on the top and bottom. So I'm going to get started with that. That's a bad idea. Okay, so I have finished sewing the top and bottom pieces on, and I am actually going to go right now to feed Jelly Bean along with Sammy and Smudgy, because Jelly Bean, I don't know if you've noticed, but that's what he does whenever he's hungry. He jumps all over me, he starts pawing at things, knocking things over. So I'm gonna go give them some dinner, and then I'll be right back. I will press these pieces, and then I will show you the final project of these 4 patches. Okay, I'll be right back. Hey guys. Okay, so I'm back with my final 10 4-patch blocks. I don't know why I keep saying it wrong. So anyway, I have all 10 of them ready, and I hope that this has been informative / helpful / whatever for you. And this is the first block, and hopefully I'll be able to get the second block. Well, I'm saying block. This is the first week of blocks, and then I'm going to do week 2 of blocks tomorrow, and I'll get a video put up of that. So I will be on track with this quilt, and hopefully pretty soon I'll be getting the one from Cotton Cuts as well. So we'll get that done. Yeah, kind of get in a little bit closer if you want. And there are all the blocks. And of course there are some like these 2 right here, that there are 2 of each, and then this one right here, there's 3 of that one. So yeah, there they are, and I will see you guys with the next block. Bye.